Hello YouTube, Sean here with the weekend review. This is not going to be a review on guns, this is just an educational video. A lot of people find themselves wondering what type of ammo to use, what type of gun to use for home protection and self-defense. Alright, we're going to start off with pistols, okay? The 9mm is the most popular round on earth. There's more 9mm rounds than any other round, okay? So with that having been said, if you're going to get a semi-automatic and it's your first one, the answer to the question is very simple. Get a 9mm, okay? You definitely want a 9mm if you're getting a semi-automatic. If you're open for maybe a revolver like this, if you're not closed-minded and you think 6 shots is enough for you and you're not going to be a white earp on a town and having shootouts with 5, 10 people at a time, and you just need a few shots, like everybody that gets into any kind of mess with a gun, they say 3 shots is about, that's your average for a gunfight today, is 3 shots. So more times than not, this revolver's plenty good enough. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. This will fail way less than even the most fail-safe semi. Okay, these don't fail. They work excellent. They never fail. But you know what fails on these? The people operating it. There's a lot more that goes into operating this gun than, say, this gun. This gun, you pick it up and you pull the trigger, and it works every time. Revolvers are very hard to beat. Okay, so no matter what, you want to get a hollow point for self-protection, full metal jacket for target practice. Whether you get a 38, 9mm, 45, 10mm, so on and so forth. Okay, we got that out the way. Next, all right, if you're going to be stockpiling your ammo and you're looking for doomsday and all that stuff, looking to be prepared for that, you're going to want to get you, for sure, a 22 long rifle and a semi-automatic like this, maybe a couple revolvers or whatever, but you're going to need some 22 long rifle. And that is this little booger right here. And don't think for 1 second that bad guys enjoy being shot with this. They are not. They're not going to appreciate this being in them. So you can protect yourself with a little 22. You can protect yourself. Not, I wouldn't suggest it, but if push comes to shove, these little guys hurt. Okay. Now, while we're talking about bullets, we're going to talk about high-powered rifle. This is a 308, and this is the all-time hated AK-47 round. This thing is very mean, it's rude, and I'm going to tell you now, just while it was laying out right here, it cursed me out. I mean, these are very bad rounds. The AK-47, it doesn't even, like, you got to lock these rounds up because they'll get out and they'll try and hurt you when you're not paying attention. They're so bad. All right, I'm just joking, guys. Okay, so the AK-47, the 308, and we're missing something that's probably the most common in the country, and that would be the 223. All right, I don't like 223s. The 223 was designed in well, they were designed in 40s, 50s, I think, actually, the 50s maybe. But it didn't really take off until the Vietnam War. In the Vietnam War, they had, the smallest round was the 30 caliber at first, carbine, and everything else was big. They had 30-06s. Everybody liked the 30-06, right? The Garand. Well, in the jungle combat setting, you gotta march long distances. In Vietnam, they did a lot of moving around and going through the jungle, right? Assaulting enemy positions and doing all kind of war things, whatever they did. But they did a lot of hiking, right? And sometimes they would stay gone for days at a time, maybe even a week. I've heard of them going as long as a week in the jungle. So when you packing through the jungle, you want your ammunition to be as light as possible. And the 223 was great in that aspect. But I'm not going to Vietnam, and I'm not hiking anywhere. As if I'm going on a hike to go do something, I'm going to take about 2,000 of these. Okay, so I'm going to have plenty of bullets. The only thing that I'm going to need a big old round like this for is for keeping something big old away from me and my family. And I'm not going nowhere, so I'm going to be at the house. So I'll have lots of these, and I won't be carrying them very far, okay? So I'll stick with the 308. The 223, while we're at it, is the same size bullet as this little booger right here. This is the 22 long rifle. And you can get about 1,000 of these for maybe $100 or so. I don't know, not much. They're cheap, right? But it's the same size as the 223. The 223 is heavier because it's longer, but it's the same size projectile. The barrel on a 223 is, you could actually get a bolt and change out on a 223 and shoot 22 long rifles. So I hate to break it to you guys, all of the people trying to take the AR-15 away and all this. The AR is a toy, guys. It's not a big gun. It's not dangerous like, you know, any more dangerous than any other gun. Honestly, this is way more capable of doing much more damage. Okay. And next, but definitely not least, or last, should I say, but definitely not least, the 12 gauge shotgun. All right. This is a double-aught buckshot. I just opened this shell and dumped all of them out. There's 8 on the tray. 1 fell on the floor and I didn't pick it up yet. But in each double-aught buck, 2 3/4, there's 9 buckshot. Every time you pull a trigger, 9 of these, which is about the same size as this 9mm. 9 shots coming out every trigger pull. That's the 12 gauge. But you got to make sure you have buckshot, because if you just have regular old lead shot, number 8 or 7, that's for shooting birds. That's not big. It's going to be small. It'll be real small. They'll have hundreds of them in one shot. Little bitty balls, little bitty BBs. They're not really deadly unless up close. But at point blank range, they're very deadly. All right. So, my suggestion, if you're talking about protecting your house, the 12 gauge will not disappoint. 12 gauge is great. I suggest maybe Mossberg 590 or a Remington 870. I've heard some bad things about Remington lately. I think they might be falling off on their quality. So you might want to just play it safe and get a Mossberg. But you can't go wrong with a 12 gauge, guys. I hope this video helped you all. If you're trying to decide on something, please like and subscribe. You can comment if you would. We appreciate all the comments. Help us grow the channel. We'll have lots more educational videos coming up, right? Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time, keep shooting.